your healer. And I sent my word, and I healed your disease. I am the Lord, your healer. You sent your word, and you healed my disease. You are the Lord, my healer. Yes, you are.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God. Good evening and welcome to another edition of Nature's Way here on Waves 96.3 FM. I am Debbie, your host, and I am delighted to be here with you this evening. Missed you last week. But God has been gracious unto us, and we are able to be in studio this week. And I trust that you have had a wonderful week last week and have been having a good day from morning. We received some showers of blessing, well needed showers of blessing this morning, and we are grateful for that. You know, God always know what his children wants and what the earth needs, and so he gives it accordingly. So I am happy to be here with you this evening, and I trust that you will stay with us this evening. So you know that on this program we give you the information, and we ask that you take the notes, take the information, weigh the information. You can do your additional research because we are not medical practitioners. We share here on Nature's Way because we care. So, whatever information that we disseminate, it is general information, and you can use it to assist in your path to a healthy, wholesome living. Now, God in His Word, 3 John 1 and verse 2, has said, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayst prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. And this is our prayer, that we will prosper in good health. I invite you to bow your heads with me while I pray to begin our wonderful discussion. Our kind, compassionate Heavenly Father, we are grateful for all you do on our behalf. We are grateful for health. We are grateful for life. We are grateful, Lord, that you have provided for us. And I pray that as we go through this evening's information, that it will be useful to someone and that your words would be heeded. Lord, you have given us the instructions. Help us to be obedient. Touch everything in studio this evening, and I pray that your name will be glorified at the end of this discourse, because this is why we are here, to give glory to your name. Bless us now, we pray, as we say thanks in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. So, and our theme text, 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 31. Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, we ought to do all to the glory of God. And this is the whole purpose of man. Genesis 3 and verse 18 says, Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Psalm 104 and verse 14 says, He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. Now, God has provided for us. He has given us a blueprint, He has given us a diet, and we need to ensure that we follow this diet. Now, this wonderful book, Ministry of Healing, page 127 and verse 1. You know, we always get sick, and God, when disease come upon us, we need to ascertain the cause of the diseases. But In this book, it tells us that disease is an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that result from a violation of the laws of health. Now, once we violate the laws of health and the 8 laws of health that we have been telling you about on this program, diseases will come upon us. And when we get sick, it is important that we, find out the cause. Once we find out the cause, we are to desist from doing the things that are causing us to be sick. So the unhealthful conditions or practices or environment, all of that, we have to make sure that we correct the wrong habits and we correct the situation so that we will not get sick. All right. Then nature is assisted to in her effort to expel the impurities and to establish right conditions in the system. And this is what God wants. Christ never planted the seeds of death in the system. Satan planted these seeds when he tempted Adam to eat of the tree of knowledge, which meant obedience to God. Not one noxious plant was placed in the Lord's great garden, but after Adam and Eve sinned, poisonous herbs sprung up. And this is why we are in this predicament today. All right. So I'm going to continue to look on the stages of disease, and we are at stage 7. We looked at stage 1, just to recap, when we looked at the innovation loss, um, which is loss of vitality. And some of the symptoms we discussed are appetite, sluggishness, feeling sleepy, loss of appetite, constipation, nausea, and so on. And sometimes persons will say, "Oh, I'm not feeling my normal self today." That's because we are in a state where disease has entered the body or is entering the body. Now, one of the things, the 8 laws of health to be applied, is adequate rest. When we feel sluggish and so on, it means our body is slowing down, we are getting tired, and all of that. So we need to rest, because when you rest, your body, your body is less stressed. All right? And when you are rested, you find that you are better able to cope or to overcome your sickness. So the other stage includes toxemia, which is internal pollution. That means now the disease has entered. There is some pollution in our body. Now, the symptoms include feeling more tired and sluggish more than before. And then now, in added to the nausea and or constipation, you will now be having fever and flu and cold symptoms and runny nose and all of that. All right. And one of the health laws that is to be applied to this is good nutrition. All right. So now you have to put the things in your body that will help your body to recuperate or to recover. Now, we have to stay away from the processed foods at this stage because we don't want to compound the problem. So, you need now to eat your fresh fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains and all of that. All right. And you know our cognitive faculty is also important. So the thoughts that we think, it is important as well. So in this time, we need to think pure thoughts, think positively. Don't think sickness, because then you are thinking it into being, so to speak. All right. So, and then of course we have to drink a lot of water and exercise to flush our system. And then we look at irritation, which is imbalance and disturbance, and some of the symptoms, nausea as well. And you have this jumpy feeling, and you have this prolonged nervousness, anxiety, depression. You are getting worried now. So then you are getting frequent headaches because you are not settled, minor aches and pains, and more difficulty falling asleep. So now you need to ensure that you um, go with your calming teas, and you make sure you do your breathing exercises and all of that. And some of the things that can be affected too is your menstrual flow in women. And then you will be getting water retention and all of these things. So it is important that we make sure that if we are feeling any of these things, we apply the laws of health. Now, that the one that is to be applied is to adequate sunshine and fresh air. All right. And fresh air is a mood stabilization. So, mood stabilizer. So, that process, um, getting the sunshine and the fresh air, is mood stabilization. So, it is good to go out, just go in the sun, and just get some fresh air, and make sure you trust in God as well. Read His words, because you're going to be feeling down and out sometimes, that as we say, down and out. And then now, read His words of encouragement and His words of, comfort. And then inflammation and swelling begins in the other stages. All right, in the other stage, and you will get fever and inflammation, and you will see where now you have maybe getting other aches and pains turning into arthritis or gastritis or dermatitis and all of these things. So you now are able to detect that, listen, something is going on, and I'm feeling some pain, and I'm experiencing some swelling. So then you need now that you have proper nutrition as well. Make sure you're drinking enough water to flush your system, so that the swelling can go out, and you need to go out in the sun and get the fresh air. So all of those coupled together now, and God, and trusting in God, all of these coupled together can be of good benefit to you. Ulceration, breakdown, and degeneration is the other one for the other stage. And when you notice that we are getting deeper and deeper, because now your body is now riddled with the pollution or the disease, so it is deteriorating more and more. And some of the main symptom is that now you are seeing some ulcer formation, and maybe opening of the skin as well with that. All right. So it means that your body has been exposed to a lot of toxins for over a long period of time. All right. And your body now is telling you, listen, I need to eliminate these accumulated toxins. It is now 5:17 p.m. You are tuned into the Nature's Way program here on Waves 96.3 FM. If you are just joining us, welcome, welcome. And we are on YouTube, so we are live on YouTube, so you can join us. You can make your comments, and you can um, click that subscribe button and that notification bell, so that when we are on, you are aware and you will not miss a beat. The information is very important. Even if you are not sick, or you feel that, yeah, I'm not sick, so that is not for me. But just to have the information on hand is important. So, and maybe something is said, or some information that is shared, where you can in turn share it with someone else. So we invite you to join us on YouTube and on the radio, and you can make your jottings and so on. And even if it's not, the information is not for you, who knows? Maybe you'll have it one of these days and somebody needs to hear it and you can share it with them. All right. So we're looking at the other stage now, and the ulceration and breakdown. Yes, so that's stage 5. And then stage 6 that we did the last time was the induration and hardening. Now, this is the thickening and hardening of the tissues when your body tries to protect itself. So now you are going to be experiencing tumors, growths, or fibroids, and the formation of water blisters, corns, or calluses. Now, these are the symptoms. So it means that you are in a bad way. So trusting in God again, reading His Word so that you can be comforted and have peace of mind. Proper rest and nutrition is important. Exercise, and you don't have to do a vigorous exercise, you can do light exercise. All right. And also, make sure you drink adequate amount of water, get in that sunshine, in that sunlight, and get in that fresh air. And so we're going to be going to stage 7, and which is our final stage, and we're going to be we're going to be looking at some of the the symptoms and all of those things that will affect us at this stage. So this stage include fungation and cancer. We're going to be looking at those, yeast, overgrowth, fungus, and cancer again. And remember that we looked at cancer on this program sometime before, and we looked at the types of cancers and so on. And it is alarming these days the amount of persons who are dying from cancer. And it is also even more alarming that how rapidly these cancers are growing. And sad to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, a lot of these cases are found in persons who have been inoculated. And it is a study that is going on, and doctors are really finding out that this is happening. And persons were told with comorbidities to ensure that you get this inoculation. But remember that these things that we put in our bodies, we have to ensure that they are good for our bodies. If it is not good for you, don't consume it. Don't put it in your bodies or on your bodies any at all. And that is the encouragement. Now, what are fungating tumors or ulcerating cancers? Now, fungating tumors are also known as ulcerating cancers, fungating wounds, malignant wounds, or ulcerating cancer wounds. A fungating tumor is when a tumor that is growing under the skin breaks through the skin's surface and creates a wound. So you will see it on the top of the surface of your skin now. There is a wound, so it is now visible. So, fungating describes what the cancer might look like. So, they can grow in the shape of a fungus, or that cauliflower look, it can grow in that shape as well. As the cancer grows, it blocks and damages small blood vessels. This reduces the oxygen supply to the area, so the skin and tissue underneath dies, and this is called necrosis. Now, the wound can become ulcerated and also infected. It can also have a bad smell, bad odor. Now, what might get a fungating tumor? Who might get a fungating tumor? Who? Fungating tumors, they are rare, but if they do develop, They are more likely to happen with a skin cancer, such as melanoma, breast cancer, or head and neck cancer. This is because these cancers can occur close to the skin. Fungating tumors can start in two different ways. They can grow from a primary tumor, where a cancer is started, and a secondary tumor, where cancer that spreads to another part of the body. So, for the primary tumor, this is the location where it started, and the secondary tumor now it spreads from that location, the primary location, to another part of the body, which now becomes the secondary location or the secondary tumor. A fungating tumor can develop in untreated cancer. Sometimes people are so frightened about what a doctor could tell them that they don't even want to go to the doctor. Now, this might even be when they have symptoms of cancer. For example, a lump in their breasts. And because of this, persons do not want to go. All right. So, a cancer that's left untreated for many months or years can grow upwards and into the skin. It can then break through the skin and cause an open sore or an ulcer on the skin surface. And that's for the primary. So, for the secondary now, a secondary cancer is cancer that has spread from a primary side to the other parts of the body, as I said before. Cancer that spreads to the blood and lymphatic system can travel to the skin. It can develop into a fungating tumor, but this is rare. Always attend your follow-up appointments after your treatment has finished. When you go to the doctor and you're diagnosed and you are getting your treatment, please do your follow ups. You know why? You need to ensure that it is not progressing, or if it has progressed. All right? So you need to ensure that you are up to date with the progression or non-progression of the cancer. So your doctor can pick up early signs or problems, and then you can know how to treat with it. Contact your doctor between follow-up appointments if you are worried as well. You should especially do so if you have any new symptoms, such as unexplained skin lumps or sores. So you need to pay attention. Cancer refers to anyone of a large number of diseases characterized by the development of abnormal cells that divide uncontrollably and have the ability to infiltrate and destroy normal body tissue. Cancer often has the ability to spread throughout your body. Cancer is the second leading cause of death in the world. But survival rates are improving for many types of cancer thanks to the improvements in cancer screening, treatment, and prevention. And thanks also to some of the natural remedies that are out there that can help to treat with cancer cell growing cells. Now, there are a few of them out there, and it is important that we do some research and we put the things that can help us to eliminate these cells from our body. All right. So, some of the symptoms, signs, and symptoms caused by cancer will vary depending on what part of the body is affected. Some general signs and symptoms associated with, but not specific to, cancer may include fatigue, lump or area of thickening that can be felt under the skin, weight changes, including unintended loss or gain, weight loss or gain, Skin changes such as yellowing of the skin, darkening or redness of the skin, sores that won't heal, or changes to existing moles, changes in your bowel habits or your bladder habits, persistent cough or trouble breathing, difficulty swallowing, hoarseness, persistent indigestion or discomfort after you have eaten, persistent and unexplained muscle or joint pains, persistent unexplained fevers or night sweats. And remember now, just to stick a pin here, for night sweats, it can be other things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is cancer. All right. Because if you are going through menopause, this can also happen, night sweats, unexplained bleeding or bruising as well. And we're going to be looking at some of the treatments that you can use. And these are the natural treatments, some of the natural treatments that you can use to treat with certain type of cancers. It is now 5:30 p.m. You are tuned into the Nature's Way program here on Waves 96.3 FM. We are discussing the stages of disease, and we are at the last stage, which is the seventh stage, and we are looking at cancer. And we are, going through, because this information, listeners and viewers, is very important. And it is good to have information so that you can share it and you can know what to do or look for when you are sick. All right. So, some types of cancer treatment can help to shrink fungating tumors, but they can be very hard to get rid of completely. Red water grass is one of the herbs that you can use. You can also use the guava bark, leaves, and root, guinea hen plant, and a lot of persons they'll tell you about the guinea hen. Very good. Soursop leaves as well, and the fruit. You can also use the bark and the root of the tree. John Charles is another one, and this is a very good diuretic. It's very, very good to drink. Christmas candle leaves, coca leaves, cowfoot leaves, croton leaves, snake plant, and guinea grass leaves and flowers. My producer, my producer. Thank you, producer. Guinea hen grass leaves and flowers. Jamaican dogwood bark that also can be used. And just let me stick up in here. I said something earlier about the pandemic, and some information is being shared, and it says the pandemic rather with us with its accompanying inoculations has caused myriads of new diseases and activated old ones in an aggressive manner. And this report, you can look this up because this is really a fact. So, and one of these is aggressive or more aggressive cancers. And this is what is happening. And even diabetes as well has become aggressive. Everything else, all those underlying problems that persons had before. So if you had any cancer cells untreated in your bodies, this has caused it to be more aggressive. Diabetes has become more aggressive. Hypertension and hypertension and hypotension has become more aggressive. And these are medical facts, listeners and viewers. These are medical facts. And it makes no sense we hide our head in the sand, because these are the information that are out there, and this is what has been happening. So We just have to make sure that when we are consuming things or putting things in our bodies, we know what we are putting in our bodies. If you are not if you when there's this popular saying, when in doubt, leave it out. All right, and a lot of persons have done that. So back to our treatment with our herbs, and I mentioned before the Jamaican dogwood bark, mahogany seeds as well, periwinkle, and fresh thyme leaves as well. You can also use for root the turmeric. You can use the turmeric. You can use the green papaya leaves juice. That doesn't taste very good, but it is a good herb. It is a good remedy. Bastard cedar seeds, medina, purple cabbage, carrot juice, cucumber, jumbeline, that's the fruit. And you can use the onions and all the colors, the onions, the red onions and the white onion, ribena seeds, stinking toe leaves, sweet sop leaves, and also the fruit. And you can use the bark of the tree as well. The tamarind seeds as well is good to be used. Cancer is caused by changes to the DNA within our cells. All right, or we call it, or it is known as mutation. So the DNA inside a cell is packaged into a large number of individual genes, each of which contains a set of instructions telling the cells what functions to perform, as well as how to grow and divide. Errors in the instructions can cause the cell to stop its normal function and may allow a cell to become cancerous. Now, this bit of information, listeners and viewers, is very important. All right. And remember, some time ago, we kept hearing about the RNA, right? And we kept hearing about these things. And listen, what the DNA, it has individual genes, each of which contains a set of instructions. Now, these instructions come from our Creator, and He tells the cells in our bodies what functions to perform, as well as how to grow and divide. Errors in these instructions can cause the cell to stop its normal function and may allow a cell to become cancerous. And this, in a nutshell, is what has been happening in this world today. What do gene mutations do? A gene mutation can instruct a healthy cell to allow rapid growth. A gene mutation can tell a cell to grow and divide more rapidly. Now, this creates many new cells that all have that same mutation. Fail to stop uncontrolled cell growth. Now, normal cells now know when to stop growing so that you have just the right number of each type of cells. Cancer cells lose the controls. So tumors suppress a gene, right, that tell them when to stop growing. A mutation in a tumor suppressor gene allows cancer cells to continue growing and accumulating. Mistakes when repairing DNA errors. Now, DNA repair genes look for errors in the cell's DNA and makes the correction. A mutation in a DNA repair gene may mean that other errors aren't corrected, leading cells to become cancerous. Now, if there is anything that is in our bodies that is disturbing all of this natural course, this is what happens. All right. So these mutations are the most common ones found in cancer. Cancer happens, and blood clots and all of these things. But many other gene mutations can contribute to causing cancer as well. All right. So your habits are important. Your lifestyle is important. Your eating habits, your how when you rest, all the 8 laws of health come into play. All right. Certain lifestyle choices are known to increase your risk of cancer. For example, smoking, drinking alcohol, excessive exposure to the sun, or frequent blistering sunburns. A lot of persons love to be in the sun, take a lot of sun baths, and some you have to be temperate or moderate in all things. So, being obese and having unsafe sex out of marriage is unsafe and can contribute to cancer as well. Your environment is another factor to take into consideration. The environment around you may contain harmful chemicals that can increase your risk of cancer. Even if you don't smoke, you might inhale secondhand smoke. If you go where people who are smoking, or if you live with someone who smokes, chemicals in your home or in your workplace, such as asbestos and benzene, also are associated with an increased risk of cancer. Now, we have to take preventative measures, and we take preventative measures by the things that we do on a daily basis. Several ways to reduce your risk of cancer include: if you are a smoker, stop smoking. If you don't smoke and you are around persons who smoke, try your best not to inhale or encourage those persons to stop smoking. If you smoke, please quit. If you don't smoke, do not start. Smoking is linked to several types of cancers, not just lung cancer. It is that's the major one, from directly from smoking or inhaling smoke, but it is linked to other cancers as well. Avoid excessive sun exposure. So, harmful ultraviolet UV rays from the sun can increase your risk of skin cancer. Limit your sun exposure by staying in the shade, wearing protective clothing, or applying sunscreen. And long sleeves and long clothes is a good way to protect yourself from the UV rays of the sun. And when you are evenly clad, it keeps you much cooler. All right? Eat a healthy diet, and diet is very important. Choose a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, grains, and nuts, and cut out the meat from your diet and the dairy products. We are not animals. We don't need these dairy products. We have the plant based foods that can give us the milk that we need, and we can make our cheeses from our plants as well. So we don't need to drink milk from the cow, because we are not cows. All right? We are not calves. We need to make sure that we do the things that are right. And if you really think about it, why are we drinking the cow's milk? We can get milk from other stuff that God has given to us. We have the coconut, we have the almond, we have cashews, we have um, other other grains that can give us milk. We don't need to drink the cow's milk because we are humans. All right. Exercise most days of the week, if not all, most days of the week. Regular exercise is linked to a lower risk of cancer. Aim for at least 30 minutes of exercise most days of the week. 15 to 30 minutes depending on your time and depending on, your energy level and all of that. So you can increase as you go along or stick to what you can manage. And if you when you get your body seasoned and conditioned, now you can increase. If you haven't been exercising regularly, start out very slow and work up your way to the 30 minutes or even longer. Maintain a healthy weight. Being overweight or obese may increase your risk of cancer. Work to achieve and maintain a healthy weight through a combination of a healthy diet and regular exercise. And even if you have a healthy diet and you are not exercising, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll lose the weight. So eliminate alcohol from our system. Schedule cancer screening exams because we do have these cancer cells, so we need to make sure, do the necessary tests and screenings to ensure that we are okay. Talk to your doctor about what types of cancer screening exams are best for you based on your risk factors. And a lot of things contribute to um, you being at risk for cancer. Now, I'm going to be looking at a very good, very potent um, herb, and it's called valerian. Valerian is one of the most widely used herbs for. It is used for insomnia. It can also be used for other things. All right, but basically for insomnia. And looking at this because a lot of persons today are not resting enough, and therefore your body is tired and we are getting sick because we are not getting enough rest. And a lot of times person use aids to help them to sleep, but I would suggest that we use the natural aids, because some of the aids that are out there, they come with side effects, and this is what we don't want to have. We don't want to have these in our system, so we want to ensure that we use the things that can. So I'm going to be looking at just a couple of these herbs that can help us, that we can use naturally. Valerian is one of them. So valerian is one of the most widely used herbs for insomnia. And it contains the root, the valerian root contains phytochemicals, including valip, valipotriates and valerianic acid, that these are reported to have relaxing, sleep inducing effects. So this is why it helps you to sleep. Valerian works as a sedative by slowing down the central nervous system. This helps to wind down your brain and prepare your body for restful sleep. Now, the difference with the valerian is that it does not affect your nervous system. It does not affect your nerve. It does not kill your nerves. All right? It just slows down your body. Before bedtime, we are told that we are to drink some calming tea and slow down. This is what the valerian does. So it kind of gets you down, calm you down to go to sleep. It does not kill your nerves. Valerian has been studied in a number of clinical trials that sought to assess its impact on sleep. Some trials have produced amazing results. Others, not so much. It appears that the dosage and form of valerian are vital for having a good experience. That said, a meta analysis review of about 60 studies revealed that valerian root is an effective supplement for promoting sleep. The studies supporting valerian can be divided into two categories: those that improved sleep quality and those that reduced sleep latency. That is the time it takes to fall asleep. So you'll fall asleep um, quicker. A clinical study looking at the impact of valerian root extract on sleep found that it worked to decrease sleep latency and significantly improved sleep quality. So, the researchers noted that improved sleep quality was most notable among individuals who considered themselves poor or irregular sleepers. These persons are irregular sleepers, smokers, and people who thought they normally had long sleep latencies. Another clinical study found that valerian root helped to increase sleep quality in individuals with mild, and this is a big one for me, psychophysiological insomnia. So, valerian can be taken as a tea, in tincture form, or in a capsule. And persons, I have tried the capsules before. Just a warning though, valerian has a very strong, very particular smell, and sometimes um, you can compare it to dirty socks. But in never mind that, it is a good herb to use. The capsules, it has that kind of smell as well, but trust me, you will not even remember that when you take it. Time is running so fastly, and it is now 5:50 p.m., 5:51 p.m. as a matter of fact, and time is running up. So I'll soon be out of here, but I just want to share this bit of information with you. So, taking a capsule may be the best route, all right? Because when you do the tea, it might turn you off. When you have to put that cup to your close to your nose, it might turn you off. So it's better if you take the capsule. Make sure to look for a valerian supplement that's a standardized to contain valer, valerneric or valerianic acid, and that is very important. All right. Clinical trials show that valerian root is an effective sleep promoter. It helps to reduce sleep latency, as I said before. And another one that I want to share with you quickly before I have to get out of here is the passion flower. Now, passion flower is popular and it is a herbal sleep aid due to its strong relaxing properties. A human clinical trial demonstrated that consuming passion flower tea at night worked to improve your sleep. The researchers noted that the study participants reported better overall sleep quality as well as a feeling of refreshment upon waking. Another clinical trial looked at the effects of passion flower on individuals with insomnia. Findings reveal that a small dose of about 60 milligram of passion flower extract could significantly increase total sleep time. Passion flower appears to improve sleep efficiency while lowering the chance of waking up during the night. Passion flower can be taken as a tea, in tincture form, or as an encapsulated supplement. Now, passion flower appears to be a promising natural sleep aid for improving sleep quality. However, long term human clinical trials are needed to verify its total effectiveness on insomnia. But from experience, I can tell you that it also works for pain. It's a good painkiller, and it makes you sleep right through the night, because it has done that for me as well. I didn't use it for insomnia, I have used it for pain, and it works well. It helps me for both, and I fall asleep really quickly. All right. So these are some of the herbs. And there is another one that this one is a very funny name. One is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. Now this is an uh, adaptogenic herb that has the ability to improve sleep quality and reduce mild insomnia. Now, these herbs that I'm sharing with you is for insomnia, because a lot of persons these days are not getting adequate rest. And because of this, they are coming down with illnesses. And it is important that we get adequate rest. All right. And this is why I'm sharing these with you. So it helps to improve sleep via its relaxing um, antioxidant properties. Now, this is used in India, and this is one of the most popular sleep herbs. All right. It's also used in Jamaica, and it's one of the popular sleep herbs. Now, I mentioned earlier that a lot of persons use a lot of sleep aids, but if you look, you can find the natural sleep aids and you can use them instead. All right. A clinical trial looked at the impact of ashwagandha on sleep and anxiety. Now, the researchers found that it significantly improved sleep quality and it reduced anxiety in individuals with insomnia. It was also noted that ashwagandha helped to reduce the amount of time it takes to fall asleep, just as with the passion fruit and the valerian. Another human clinical trial compared the impact of ashwagandha on individuals with insomnia versus those with regular sleep patterns. Now, this study found that it helped to improve sleep quality in both groups. All right. So, it is commonly used as a tincture or as an encapsulated supplement. You can also buy it in powdered form and sprinkle it on your morning smoothie. Interesting, right? So, clinical trials show that valerian root is an effective sleep promoter. It helps to reduce the latency and sleep latency, also with ashwagandha. And the passion fruit, it is a dual herb because it helps you to, if you are in pain, it also helps to the pain to subside. American skullcap is another one. I have a few minutes. I can share this one with you. So, the skullcap has a long history of use as a natural sleep aid and anxiolytic. So, if you are suffering from anxiety, it will also help you. Skullcap is one of the best herbs for sleep as it helps to relax the body and the mind. Researchers performed a clinical trial looking at skullcap's um, anxiolytic properties. Now, the study participants who received two 100 milligram capsules of skullcap extract, they received this on a daily basis, showed a significant reduction in anxiety levels. Another study was conducted to test the phytochemical compounds in skullcap and their role in binding to the serotonin receptor. So the findings of this study reveal that the flavonoids in skullcap are able to bind to the serotonin receptor, or in another term, it is 5-HT7 receptor, which may help to explain Colescap's sedative and nervine effects as a natural sleep aid. Now, these are some of the sleep aids that you can use. And we have completed the series on the stages of disease, and I hope you have learned something from all of this. And I trust that, you will allow God to do his work in your body, and you will put the things in your body that he wants us to use to help us to be healthy. Now, he has given us the blueprint, and all we need to do is to follow the blueprint. All right. Yes, there was a group by that name, and it speaks to the fact that if you follow the instructions that God has given us, we will not get sick or as sick as we are getting today. All right? And make sure that we trust in God, make sure that we do the things that He wants us to do. Put the things in our bodies that He has told us to put in our bodies. Now, I just want to say thank you for staying with me this evening for the Nature's Way program. And I hope that as you go through this week, you will remember that it is important to allow God to work in your lives and allow Him to be your helper and your aid. Put everything to Him, and only He can help us to be, you know, able to withstand and to overcome. Put our trust in Him, because that is important. That is a very important part in having a relationship with God, having faith and trust and confidence in Him. So that is my prayer for you as you go through this week. Please bow your head with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity you have given us to share with your people. Thank you, dear Lord, for the information you have given us to share. I pray that you will be with your people throughout this week. Help them, Lord, to look to you, the author and finisher of their faith. Help them to be obedient to your word. Help us all to always consult with you in every situation so that we may overcome. Lord, thank you for all you do on our behalf. And thank you that you care so much about us that you have given us the instructions that we can use to be better individuals and healthy individuals. Bless us now, we pray, as I say thanks in Jesus' name. It's goodbye from Nature's Way. Until next Sunday, please have a healthy week and stay safe.
I am the God that healeth thee. I am the Lord, your healer.